Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Wealth Bootcamp, and I want to talk to you about something that might be helpful to you in your effort to save money, to build wealth, and to get out of whatever ruddy financial situation you might feel like you're stuck in right now. One of the things they say about saving money, which is an old saying, but I love it, it's basically that you should save your money so your money can save you. If you don't save, if you're buried in debt, if you have incredibly high expenses, and you have one source of income, then what you are effectively making yourself into is a financial slave. If you're not careful, you will end up in a life that you don't want, in a life that's controlled by somebody else, doing things that you do not want to do, in situations that you don't want to be in. But you got to understand that every situation that you're in, you played some part in putting yourself in that situation. There are a billion different situations you could be in right now, other than the one that you're in. So always remember that those decisions, in terms of putting ourselves where we want to be, they're ultimately made by us. So that's a scary thought, but at the same time, it's an empowered thought. It means that you shape your destiny, you shape your outcomes. And so what I want to do is give you some tips that might help you break out of that rut. I taught finance for about 20 years at different universities, and one of the things I learned about money over those years is that saving and money management is 90% about personality. It's not mostly psychological. It's not just about what you know or knowing how to do it. It's about doing what you know you're supposed to do. I call it the fat gym teacher's paradox, where you got these people that teach gym and can tell you everything you need to know about being healthy, but they're weighing 400 pounds and eating cheeseburgers every day. It's not because they don't know what to do, it's because they just don't want to do it. So here are some simple tips that can get you on the pathway to saving your money so that you don't end up in a situation that makes you feel like you are financially strapped or that you're an economic slave. Number one, when it comes to saving money, you want to auto deduct. Have your money automatically taken out of your bank account so that you don't see the money before it goes into your savings. Because what happens is some of us get a habit. If you're like me, then you might be a spendaholic. I'm a recovering spendaholic. I have no problem admitting that. And what happens is that if you're not careful, you can get in the habit of feeling that whenever money's in your pocket, it can burn a hole in your pocket. You ever heard anybody say that? Well, it's okay to let the money burn a hole in your pocket. So what you do is you keep your pocket light, right? If you have that money taken out in advance and put into a special account that you have a hard time getting access to, that you might even forget about, that's a great way to save money. Also, having a little jar in your house where you throw your spare change in the jar when you come through the door. That's another good way to save a little bit of money. It's not going to be enough to buy you a house, but it might be enough to pay for some groceries in case you lose your job or something like that. Next, number two, when it comes to saving money, you want to pay yourself first. Don't don't get in the habit of saving whatever's left over, because what happens is that if you're on a tight budget, you won't have anything left over. You should prioritize the things that matter to you, and there's nothing that should matter to you more than you. And so that means that you put the savings at the top of the budget, not at the bottom. Take that savings out first, and then pay the bills with whatever's left. Third, the best way to keep your money is to not give it away. Don't give your money away to these companies that are getting you bent on impulsive spending and trying to trick you into buying things that you know you don't need anyway. Stuff that's severely overpriced. They pay $12 to make some headphones over in Malaysia and then sell them to you for 250 bucks. Think about that stuff. Avoid this impulsive spending. As Dr. Tommy Whitler at DePaul University, an expert marketing professor, one of the leading experts on this, he says basically that the companies, the way they play with your mind, is the most effective way to get you to let go of your money, even when you don't even know what happened. I mean, they've got you figured out before you even walk through the door. So you want to make sure that you're smarter than the systems that are designed to manipulate you, oppress you, and ultimately leave you broke. Next, credit cards. Credit cards are a huge savings killer. Many credit card companies charge you just insane amounts of interest through the roof. Eliminate high interest credit cards. If you have three types of debt, one is lower interest, one is medium, one is high. Try to get everything into the low interest category. That means maybe borrow from the low interest group to pay off the high interest group. Nothing wrong with that. Or using a little bit of your savings to get rid of that credit card debt. Credit card debt usually isn't good for you because a lot of credit card debt is spent on things that you don't even really need. So credit card companies, remember, they're not in business to help you out. They're in business to toss you out. Next, the last thing I want to throw in there, this really worked for me, is that I found it was easier to save money when I had more money. See, because if you get more money, you don't have to necessarily save money because you got money. You got extra money. You can just use the extra money as your savings and keep spending the way you spend. A side hustle, there's nothing better in life than to have a side hustle. When you've got an extra income coming into the house, it might even be just $500 a month, right? But let's say you make 3,000 a month and you get an extra 500 a month. That 500 a month can be everything. I mean, you save $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year. That's going to add up over time, right? So one of the things I did in order to get myself saving more money was I actually said, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna find a way to make more money on the side. I figured it out. I had a side hustle. The side hustle was paying for all the extra stuff, and it was also going into savings. So I didn't even have to really touch my original budget. That's the secret that you don't hear from a lot of these financial experts because they always assume that saving money means you gotta chop down your expenses. Well, yeah, that's one way to save money, but another way to save money is just make more money and then just make sure the extra money goes into your savings. So that's the kind of stuff we talk about in the Black Wealth Bootcamp. I hope you'll join us. You can check out the blackwealthbootcamp.com to find out more information. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Take care. God bless. I'm gone. Peace.